Welcome back, everybody, to Guess That State Bird, the only Twitch program dedicated to matching birds with their state. Let's go right into round one. Grant, you're up. You know the rules. I give you the state or I give you the bird, and you tell me which one it's associated with.
I'm ready, Troy.
South Dakota.
South Dakota, that is the red-tailed...
I'm sorry, time is up. The ring-necked pheasant. That's the end of the show this week. We'll see you next week for another round of Guess That State Bird.
Grant, you were so close. You were so close. I thought you had it.
I was
did
pulling
for a second
for you.
there.
Does everyone know their own home state bird? Texas is well, you can guess if you know. Let me know.
I don't know. I thought I knew mine, and then I looked. I don't.
Is Texas
I know.
the
I know
vulture?
you. I know
No,
you.
it's not the vulture. That seems to be a value judgment more than anything else, Matthew.
I know Utah's state bird. That's the only state bird I know.
What's
What is
that
it?
one?
The California seagull.
Oh,
Ooh. Did you know the Western meadowlark is the state bird for like 7 or 8 states? Very
Yeah, there's a lot of
unoriginal
doubling.
states.
New Jersey's is the American goldfinch, and I feel like I remember knowing that was other states as well.
it's the mockingbird for Texas, which is a very annoying bird in a way because they're fucking loud. Anyway,
It's the Texas of birds.
so you can sing up to 200 songs. I learned that in Texas history.
Loud and annoying.
Oh, wait, I share a lot in common with the mockingbird, don't I? Oh, shit.
A lot of people think a lot of thought goes into the openings of these. Nope, I just Google something seconds before we go live and roll with it.
And just say it aloud.
Just do it, buddy.
Here we are. Here we are talking about state birds. Guys, it's April 30th. Can you believe it? This month just went by like that. We recorded 20 of these, didn't we?
Good,
That's what I like.
but good riddance, April.
You don't like April?
This was the worst April. I mean, not just because of all the awfulness, but did we really have to combine it with just a shit-ass weather month? Like, we already had that awful March. Now, I know April is not known for its amazing weather, but it was so shitty. And you're stuck inside. It just sucked.
April is the cruelest month.
I will be
We were
very
stuck inside
excited for May
regardless.
1st. I will be very excited for May 1st.
If we go long enough, it could happen tonight during the stream. I don't know if I'm
we
prepared
will.
enough.
Dude, this is going to be a hell of a festival. Should go all night.
Festival.
Yeah, it worked out perfectly to have the festival be, the beginning of an episode. I thought you guys would have got to the festival last week or not the week before, obviously, but this should be interesting. Have you guys had any character revelations? Not about the story, but about your own character since last week? Any things you learned about your characters that you didn't know, mechanic wise, or just maybe emotionally? A little character trait. You were like, you know what? I never knew that about myself until re-listening back to the episode.
I did. And I mentioned this in the after party last week because that's where it came up. Wonderful guest of ours just wrote into us and let me know that I do not have to spend inspiration to use it on knowledge checks I have ranks in. So that was cool. I just have to have points in the pool. And then I can, so that was awesome. So basically,
I'm really glad that one of the 400 messages we got about that got to you.
I know. We got a lot. So many emails, too. Well, that's because a lot of people weren't in the after party and didn't know. Like, within a half hour, I had gotten the message. And I was like, thanks, guys. And then all week, it was just emails from people. Like, you don't have to do that. So I just don't understand why I won't, on every knowledge check that I have a rank in, just roll a d20 and a d6 every time. Just roll 2 die, add them together. I mean, that is an insane ability and awesome. So I'm excited about that.
Why do you think Mrs. O'Lady's so smart?
Yeah, she is. Hashtag play smart.
I mean, we're about to be 6 episodes in, and we have not even technically revealed classes. There's been elements, there's been some guessing, but I know that people aren't 100% sure on at least 1 or 2 of you. So at some point, it's got to come out. I don't know how it's going to come out. I think somebody should just say it. Say it.
I have given 0 information about what class the professor might be, so it's a mystery.
True, aristocrat.
Well, we've never seen the professor. We've never seen the professor in a battle. So how are we supposed to tell?
I resent that. Who saved you from that scourge?
That's true. How dare you?
I think I did when I murdered it.
That's also true. Well, here we are again, another Thursday. Just doing this probably for the rest of the year. This will be just side quest, side sesh. It's good that the camera only covers up here because by then will be all enormous and gross with our feet cut off.
I don't even have the energy to play with my kids. I'm like, I need to drop 40 pounds like immediately, and I don't know how to do it. I was like, maybe I'll buy a bike, and not like a Peloton, like an actual bike, and go biking maybe, because I can't run. It breaks my feet and my knees when I try to run on a sidewalk. So yeah, we were wrestling. I was wrestling with the kids, and I was like, all right, Daddy's winded, and it was like 6 minutes into play, and I was like, this has got to change. Too many 4 to 5 meal days with no exercise.
5 meal days.
It sounds like you're like several months away from taking on a Viagra commercial. You know, things used to not work so well, but like Rafael Palmeiro in the late 90s. He like had the baseball bat. He was swinging, batting practice. Anyway.
How do you know so much about Oops, I Crap My Pants?
Because I'm wearing them. And I just did.
Actually, it's funny. I heard a really funny story about Rafael Palmeiro yesterday, which I don't feel comfortable sharing. I might share it in the after party.
What a tease.
What a tease.
I will say, I don't think that he intentionally injected steroids into himself. I believe that.
Oh wait,
I
I
think
think
the tease for the story.
The
I just
trailer.
heard this yesterday. I feel like I've heard this story before.
I guess it's a story that's been going around for a while, but I heard it, or 2 days ago. I heard it 2 days ago.
Oh,
500 nerds are Googling Rafael Palmeiro.
I know
Matthew.
No, I know Rafael Palmeiro is. I watch baseball.
You do. That's true.
Yeah.
I will give you that. You don't watch it now because there's nothing on but replays.
Well, I've been
old
thinking.
sports.
I wasn't going to bring this up, but I am legitimately thinking of watching the 1986 World Series night by night.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Just I wasn't alive for it, so it might be good to live the experience.
It's
Who
a good
knows
idea.
what will happen at the end of it?
It was a really good series. You should watch the NLCS too. That was an incredible NLCS.
That I've read about both of them, but there's a great book. It's the Bad Guys Won. It's a great book about the 86 Mets season.
Yeah. Great story. Great ending. You want to be alive to see it again? Well, I'm really into my lawn. Did I talk about this last week
Yes.
on the show, or
you did.
And it made me think about what is it about nerds where we just can't get casually into something. Do you know what I mean? Like you don't just really. I don't know. I feel like most of us here at the table have this thing where it's like we start to like something, and then it's like, let me just Google it for an hour and a half. Let me just like buy 20 things about it on Amazon.
Let me
like,
just spend
what is that?
$300 on this new obsession for no reason.
So that's how I'm getting with my lawn. I'm just like, I'm out there. I'm like throwing it up in the air like a golfer watching the wind carry it. I'm like, oh, is this a tall fescue or a small fescue? Is this rye over here? Is this Kentucky bluegrass? What is this? What kind of feed? What type of fertilizer? I don't know I know I'm not the only one here that has this issue.
No.
Grant, I feel like you're a big
Not at
one,
all.
especially with tech stuff.
I do a tech stuff. I got into it with my patio last summer when I built that and gardened it, and I definitely own way more expensive and more pocket knives than I possibly need.
Went through a pocket knife phase.
I went through a
That's
pocket knife,
true.
and what's hilarious is
That is scarily true.
my father-in-law uses I give my wife my Prime, as is her right as my wife, and then she let him log in to order stuff to get to his house fast, and as soon as he figured out how to do it, it was just zip zap zoom. Outside of he ordered like 40 flashlights in a row. He has ordered like 120 decorative knives. And he gave me one of them. Actually, can I get it? I'm going to get it real quick. It's worth seeing.
Get the knife, yes.
You haven't lived until Grant. You're just wandering, hanging out with Grant, and he just whips out a massive pocket knife, and you're like,
I went through a switchblade phase. Not actually like having a bunch of them, but learning how to do the whole
in
like
89?
flip turn,
Butterfly knives.
like flip or open turn move. That was the thing I did.
Are you ready?
I
very
remember.
comfortable.
Oh, whoa.
That's
that
a
is
hell of a knife.
decorative.
It's got an eagle on it. I don't know if y'all can see that.
Yeah, I can
That's
see it.
the eagle sword.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Easy.
Calm down.
Peace tie that weapon.
Oh my god!
Did anybody die in episode 6 on the show? Yep. Grant accidentally stabbed himself with an eagle knife.
With a decorative eagle knife.
Really, that glass cannon always innovating.
I'm a little terrified right
now.
I've been doing a lot of cleaning lately. Just trying to clean out stuff that you don't need because we spend so much time here. And came across a box that I was like, oh, this is a good example of something that obsessively you get into for no reason and spend money you shouldn't. There was I open up a box and there's a $250 pair of rock climbing shoes that I bought to climb at a gym like 3 times and never used them again because it was really hard. And I was like,
$50.
Sucks.
No, you said 250 or 150?
No, it was like 2. They were really expensive, but I had like a gift card and stuff from a client. And I was just like, I'm going to get these shoes and I'm really going to get into this. I'm going to become like a rock climber. Oh, God. So stupid.
Yeah.
So you got to check out this. What appears to be a normal writing pen quickly turns into a murderous weapon.
Jeepers. Now that's fun. That's fun. Like if someone is trying to attack you, like sign away the deed to the house burger. Like, all right, can I sign it on your back real quick? Go right in the fucking back.
He also gave me these, which he used in his kung fu teaching. It's just a straight up butterfly knife.
There you go.
Yeah, that's my jam right there. Can you do the whole?
Can you do it?
Hold on, I gotta hold it right because
do it really
if
fast.
you do on this side, you can do it.
Don't hurt yourself. Oh, God.
One side's not sharp. It's not sharp on both sides.
If you're listening at home instead of watching, Grant looks like a damn fool.
Yeah, I don't know how to use it. I think he's
waving a little American flag on the 4th of July.
I think he was hoping that I might kill myself on it so his daughter could marry someone he was proud of.
Oh.
Oh boy. Well, it's all about learning about each other and having a little social time before we get down to business. And I think it's time we get down to fucking business.
Brass taxes.
Now, in terms of game time, you've only been in Ravenmoor since 11 a.m. It's now 3 p.m.
I feel like that is our specialty.
We're already checked in and staying with the mayor. We've been here 3 hours.
You guys don't mess around. You've been here about 3.5, 4 hours, and you have rooms on the top floor of the mayor's house. You've started to explore a little bit, start to meet the locals and blend in with the local flavor, as it were. Last time you really got to meet some of the big players in town, the blacksmith Saul Lupescu and his wife Anya, who runs the trading post, and their beautiful daughter Shell Lupescu, who is all fired up for the Founders Festival because she is in contention to be the Founders Feast Queen. You also met the Weaver, a strange woman who kept silkworms. You never did catch her name because she took off out the back door and said, "Don't you steal anything," after measuring Alfonso's inseam one too many times.
She was really into that.
Else? You met, of course, the mayor's farmhand, Crew McEnroe, a real up and comer in Ravenmoor. He's got his pie in the sky ideas for owning not one but 2 ravens, and is really trying to break his habit of looking in on women showering. Beyond that, I think that was everybody. Who else did you meet? You talked to the mayor. That's how the episode opened. But did you meet any other characters in town?
Did we talk about the blacksmith's wife, Anya?
You did, yes. She runs the trading post portion. Yeah, no, that was it. And obviously before that, you met Skender Kardzi, Ornegard Korza, and his son, his dad, Viorek Korza. Now you're at the festival. You walk in, and you've been outside of these grounds already because you walked up with the mayor after you met him outside of his house, and he said, "Walk and talk. I got some stuff I got to do to get ready for the festival. Do you mind taking a walk with me when I get grilled by you out-of-towners?" And so you've seen this, but now it's all set up and ready to go. I'm sure all of you are at least relatively well-traveled, certainly around Varisia, if nothing else. But suffice it to say, you've never seen anything quite like this. There are little kids riding giant ticks like ponies. and sturges buzzing about with children trying to play fetch with them or nuzzling their blood sacks with their noses like their little puppies' bellies. Get over here, you! Just rubbing their noses up against these like bulging blood sacks. There are accordion and fiddle dance circles, and everybody's like throwing hay in the air. There's one of those. In fact, there's one of those like cash grab booths where like the cash is going everywhere, but instead of cash, it's hay, and they're just trying to grab hay. It's a real fun time. While you were greeted with mostly cold stares from the locals when you first entered town. Which may or may not have had to do with you murdering Ornagard Korz's Sturge just outside of town. You're now warmly greeted as people try to like pull you into their dances or offer to like paint your face like a giant tick or do a caricature of you playing baseball.
A giant head, a tiny little bat.
Giant head, yeah. Or
everybody loves roller skating.
Churning butter. And they're just like, and they're all excited that you're here. And you're just kind of standing there and, taking it all in. It's a true free-for-all. Did you guys have, like, it sounds stupid, but, like, did you have festivals growing up that were, like, annual festival? Like, for us, it was the 4th of July festival. Haverhill, Massachusetts, it was always, like, the 1st to the 4th or the 2nd to the 6th. And to us, as kids, it was, like... It was our big days of the year because once you got to be a teenager, your parents would let you go and without supervision, and you could like just check in with them every hour, walk around the festival, see the kids from school like outside of school, and see kids from other schools if they didn't go to your school, and everybody in town went, and then they had the fireworks 2 times. It was a big deal. Did you guys have that growing up, like the yearly festival?
The State Fair of Texas. It's the biggest thing. It happens in Dallas at Fair Park. There's Big Tex, the statue of Big Tex. He waves his hand. He's about 30 feet tall, and his mouth moves every once in a while, and he says, "Howdy, partner."
Oh, that's
and
fun.
There's a car show. There's like a little zoo. They have like the chili contest and corn dogs and all the carny rides you could ever want, including the Ring of Fire.
Ooh. Tell us about the Ring of Fire.
The Ring of Fire was terrifying. It was just like if you were Sonic the Hedgehog and you got stuck in the loop where you go in a circle. That's it for like 5 minutes.
Oh, I thought it was what happened if you lost the chili contest.
No, that's the next day for sure.
The next day you get the old Ring of Fire.
We had the Great Western Stock Show every year in Denver every January.
Would they put you in stocks, trade stocks?
No, just like every cow in the entire mountain time zone would come into Denver, and the entire city smelled like a cow's butt for like 2 weeks. But you'd go and like go down to the Denver Coliseum. There'd be rodeos and like calf roping and everything, and and we'd have like field trips down there, and it was a big deal.
My wife, Sam, she's from Hershey, Pennsylvania, and they have the farm show every year, which is like a huge deal to all those hicks in middle Pennsylvania. And so I went with her once, like, it's great. And it's just like fried everything and pigs running around and horse shit everywhere. I'm like, oh, this is great. You guys do this every year and get off from school?
We had in New
One
Jersey,
more fried Twinkie, please.
In New Jersey, we had the Italian festival every Labor Day.
I bet you did.
Yes, we did.
The San Capitagazzi Festival. You stick money on the saint of Matthew Capitagazzi. You put money in his robe and you make a wish.
The Catholic Church would do a 50-50 raffle.
Oh, sure.
It was the same guy who got on the megaphone. You could hear him like blocks away. Like you could from our house, you could hear this guy going 50, 50. And then he would call out the numbers. You could also get Zeppelis. It was a good time.
We talked about it before, but we won a 50-50 little draw when we were in Cape Cod.
I was just thinking about that today.
Right.
Really?
That's right.
Yeah, we won the 50-50 raffle at Dino's in Ashby.
It was amazing.
It won like $200 or something. It was awesome.
That was the Glass Cannon retreat, and we shot those videos that we put on Facebook, those live videos of us just like awkwardly standing outside of this one-horse town sports bar, giving away things to international listeners that cost us like $3,000. Here's a core rule book. It cost us nothing. but now it's going to cost us $300 to ship to New South Wales. Anyways, this festival is open for you to do as you wish. You had mentioned last time maybe we can gather some information, and I didn't want to give away what it was going to be, but it is possible to do that. Whatever sort of organized events there are, if any, have not started yet. It's just people having a good time. You can see like there's some guys carrying raven cages around, like they're getting their raven all pumped up, injecting fucking giblets and steroids into it to get it psyched for the raven fights. And there's other people like setting up bales of hay, and you can tell that there's going to be some sort of entertainment or maybe games happening. But right now, people are just mingling, having a good time. It's like the fucking county fair, the one that you go, the Renaissance Fair, Joe, you go to all the time.
Yeah.
That's really what it is, except with giant ticks and huge mosquitoes that kids just like let them lick and shit. What do you want to do?
I would like to gather information, personally.
Okay. What kind of information do you want to gather?
Well, that's the question. We could do some gathering about the festival itself, or we could see if we could find any information about our friend Mr. Kyle. See if anybody's noticed him. I mean, Matthew wants to know more about the festival. Actually, I think the professor would too, so I think that's what I'll do. I will attempt to gather information about the festival itself and its key events and what we have in store for us today.
Okay. Is everybody interested in that same thing, or are you guys going to kind of split up and mingle, all looking for different things, or maybe tag team 2 and 2? What are you thinking?
Yeah. I definitely want to gather information. I don't know if I want to go. I think I'll go on my own. I think Karazar will go on his own.
I'll go along with the professor and not do much work in terms of gathering information. Just sort of follow her around and eat. I'm just going to eat.
Eat everything inside?
Yeah, like I want to try this stuff out. I legitimately want the good, fun festival food, but like he's also definitely intrigued by this, by smoked sturge and or smoked tick, whatever it is that they eat. He's definitely down with trying pretty much anything.
Okay. Well, they have a little bit of everything, but don't fill up before the feast. You want to keep an appetite for the big feast, which will happen after the festival. Mm-hmm. But yeah, sure, you can get some fried tick legs. What about you, Grant's character?
Braven is going to keep an eye out for the raven fighting pits. He's going to head over there, not to partake or to bet in it, because it's kind of a barbaric thing. But he's going to look for like the most slack-jawed yokel he can find, and he's going to try to liquor that person up. Going to buy him some drinks, whatever he wants. Maybe lose a bet against him on a raven fight and try to get some information out of him that way. That was his original plan when he got here.
Okay. All right. So we have Alfonso and the professor going off looking for more information about the Founders Festival and also to partake in some of the local delicacies. Braven is going to go check out the Raven fighting pit, see if you can liquor up a local and squeeze some more info out. And Karazar is just going to go do his own thing. He's on a
redneck safari. He's just gonna. It's like from a purely anthropological perspective. He's the curiosity. He's gonna try to glean as much as he can about these thick-headed people.
All right. So let's. We'll start with the professor and Marianne. You guys start zipping around. Are you looking for a specific type of person, or you're just kind of like trying to mingle in and see if you can look local?
I think we're just gonna, I don't think we're gonna look local, but I think we're gonna mingle in. I almost feel like we want to talk to the young people in town because they're more likely to tell us more and not feel as reticent about tradition and keeping the secrets and
right.
Not talking about the ritual sacrifice.
What's the ritual sacrifice?
That's what Matthew believes is going to happen to Alfonso.
Ritual sacrifice of Alfonso, right. All right, so you're walking around, and there's a guy comes up to you, and he's like, "Hey, you two, word around the town is you're part of a group come here to take money that was already given in good faith. You got scowls on your face. Listen, I don't know nothing about business, but the least you can do if you're here at the festival is enjoy yourself.
I mean, Alfonso is. He's just got grease like pouring down his chin from this giant tick leg that he's eating. And he's just like, does it not look like I am enjoying myself thoroughly? We are not here to strong-arm anyone. The mayor was more than happy to talk to us. And takes another bite of the leg. He's sort of behind the professor.
Oh, I didn't see you have one of them tick legs there, so this guy's getting into it. Why you got such a sour look on your face? You should smile more.
I'm delighted. As you may have heard, I am a learn maker from the big city.
Is that true?
That's true.
I heard tell from Marty who told Uncle Sam that we had a learn maker come into town. Is that you?
That's me. And I'm here, and I would just like to know what is going on. What happens at this festival? And she takes she has a notebook out to take notes.
Oh, what you got there? You gonna draw my caricature?
No,
I'm going to me skateboarding.
I'm going to write down the things you say so that I can use them in my research.
Whoa, I don't know nothing about poetry and such. You just be careful. Don't poke me in the eye with that. You want to know about the Founders Festival? Founders Festival been around a long time. Longer than me, I hear. We have it every month. It's a good time, good celebration. They say it's to make sure we have a good harvest, make sure the dream tender be watching over us and whatnot. I just think it's a good time to have a couple drinks, eat a couple ticks, maybe get a caricature of yourself skateboarding, doing an ollie.
Have you gotten a caricature of yourself done this festival yet?
No. Don't have any money.
Well, how much does a caricature cost?
Oh, it's got to be 3 or 4 hay nowadays.
What if I were to spot you for a caricature at this festival?
I don't want no handouts from a learn maker who's got a big job in the big city. I ain't that kind of fella. I don't know how you got that idea.
No. It's not charity. It's for my research. I'd love to see how a caricature gets done here in Ravenmoor.
What are you searching for?
Oh, I'm searching. I'm researching.
You searching again? What are you searching?
Yes.
What did you search for the first time?
Tell me, why don't we walk over to the caricaturist booth and you can tell me all about what happens at the feast?
Oh, all right. I'll take a walk way over there. You gonna bring your tick-eating friend with you?
Oh, I'm sure.
He's a hungry
You
fella.
look over and he's just like licking his fingers, and he's like, "I'll meet you over there." And he just walks away to a nearby place to get more of this grub.
Well, he looks like he's having a good time. All right, come on over here. Maybe we'll get a picture of both of us doing some sort of skateboard trick on a high pipe. Come on.
Ooh, a tradition.
You guys walk over towards the caricature artist. Meanwhile, Braven, you've ambled over to the nearest people that are like near clearly what's going to be the ring for the Raven fight. And you see a guy and his son, you would think, and they're sitting with their Raven, and they're just kind of like combing it and greasing up the feathers.
It's a good-looking Raven. Can I make some money tonight if I put some hay on her?
Yeah, if you're looking to win, this is the Raven for sure.
What's the name?
The name? Well, so glad you asked.
I gotta know the name to put a bet on it.
All right, well, listen. His name is Vinegar Tom.
Vinegar Tom.
Oh,
Sounds
Vinegar
like
Tom. Yep. He won back in '02.
Sounds like he packs quite a peck.
He sure does. If that's a good thing. If
And
it's bad, he might do that too. Old Vinegar Tom, you never know what he's going to do.
My name's Braven. I'm an adventurer who loves nothing more than seeing poultry pound each other into submission.
Braven? Pleasure to meet you, Braven. Welcome to Ravenmoor. I can tell you're not from around here. Old Vinegar Tom could sniff you from a mile away.
Oh, really? And then he He does like a perception check on the bird. He's like looking at him to see if he's like at his ankles or something.
No, the bird's just like he reeks of vinegar.
Well,
Gotta put vinegar on those wings. That's the secret. That's how he won and not two.
well, it seems like a lovely hobby for you and your son to have. I bet it's a wonderful father-son bonding experience to watch two birds tear each other apart in a blood sport in the middle of town.
I told him I'm gonna make a man out of him. He's not gonna be a 2.5 forever.
Well,
Isn't that right, boy? And he smacks him on the back of the head and he careens over and falls. Get up!
What's your son's name?
My son? Oh, that's old Johnny.
Old.
You are running out of names, man.
Cut down to the end of the list.
Yeah,
Old-
it was Jonathan back in that town on the way.
And are you old Johnny
Sandpoint.
Senior?
No, I'm Barnacle Clubfoot. And this is old Johnny Clubfoot.
You call your 2.5-year-old old Johnny?
Yep, it was his mother's father's name, old Johnny. It's a family name. But of course he took my last name, Clubfoot. Barnacle Clubfoot and old Johnny Clubfoot. Yep, and this is our Raven Vinegar charm.
Well, Barnacle, old John.
Oh, I don't
it's
know
a pleasure
why
meeting the
trope.
Clubfoots.
It's so funny.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Clubfoots. I can't wait to place some money on your bird.
Club feet.
Club feet.
Oh, God.
After the fight, if you'd like, I'd like to buy you and your son an alcoholic beverage.
Well, I'll be fine, but you can ask the boy. He's man enough to answer for himself. What do you say there, old Johnny? You want a drink from the nice stranger vinegar tar? Comes out on top later. Kid just drools.
And then Raven looks around and says, "Wine wench, here." Calls over the latest, lusty lass who's serving brew around this typical Renaissance fair.
And a woman walks over to you and starts serving. As we zoom in on her drinks, we zoom out of that to see Karizor kind of meandering around, just taking in the whole scene and looking at these colorful locals. And I imagine you're just in awe of the refined festival here in Ravenmoor.
He's loving it, and he's talking baby talk to everyone. It's just like, oh, look at you! Look at your little hat! And it'll come up and like tug guy's hat. It's like, oh, you're the cutest thing! Oh, look at it! It's a baby one! Oh, look at the baby!
And it's a 52-year-old man.
Yeah. What a cute little wrinkly baby! Oh.
Sir, I haven't been a baby in 51 years. What are you talking about there? And what kind of creature are you?
Oh, it thinks it's people. Oh, that's so cute. Hello, what is your name?
My name is Calendar.
Calendar?
Calendar
Oh,
Apple Pouch.
a calendar apple pop, you say? Oh,
Pouch, apple pouch.
apple pouch?
Calendar Apple Pouch. I'm the
Calen-
local apple picker in town.
Oh, how cute. That's just adorable. So you have a little job.
I sure do. Can I ask why you're tugging on my hat and beard and talking all funny to me and whatnot?
I'm sorry, I just can't help myself. You're just so adorable. I mean, walking around on your hind legs and such. It just warms my heart.
Oh, wait a minute. Now, I think I know who you are. Aren't you part of that group that came in here and killed the little Corsa boy, Sturge?
Oh, yes.
What were you
Yes,
thinking
we-
doing that? That was his favorite Sturge.
Oh, we killed the boy's pet.
You made him pee his pants too, I heard.
Yes, we did.
Oh,
It was
you-
quite funny.
Coming in here talking to me like I'm a baby. I don't know what's going on, sir, but you have offended me.
You're
No
talking so
apples for
fast.
you.
Well, oh no, I would like some apples. Could you give me some apples, please? I apologize.
All right. One apple. That's only because you're Something about what you're doing is really getting me going. Let me see if I can... Here you go, son. Now don't go killing any other sturges, and you be careful talking like that. You're an old man all fired up.
Oh, thank you. Utmost respect. And he turns and he looks over at the professor and them, and he says, "Look, it gave me a little present. Look."
He's yelling across.
Yeah, we wave. Nod, wave.
Braven, you hear the professor's, or you hear Karazor's voice. You look up. And, all right. So you can kind of all see each other mingling about. Alfonso, you see the professor walk off with this guy whose name I don't even remember, and you.
I'm curious, what is his name, Troy? You didn't name him yet.
Who was it again? What was his story?
He just came up and accosted us saying, like, you wanted to try to get money, hand out some people that already gave the money. It was something along those lines.
Caricature done with himself on a skateboard.
Oh, that's right.
He's
his name is,
on the half pipe.
Zeddy Little Knees. Zeddy Little Knees. Alfonso, you see the professor walk off with Mr. Little Knees towards the caricature artist, and you are going back to the food truck to get another round.
I'm going to find something else. I cannot help myself. Surprised at how delicious it is. I cannot.
Right, so the guy behind the counter is like, well, what'll it be there, son?
Let me see. Any corn dogs here? Or fried dough, perhaps. Fried dough.
We do not sell dogs here, sir. I do not know where you are from. We sell ticks and mosquitoes, but we do not cook and eat dogs. How dare you?
I agree. That would be disgraceful. And it is only ticks and what? Mosquitoes. That is all.
Well, we got these silkworm pops.
Ooh.
Take a silkworm, put some batter around it, dip it in there. There we go. Hold on, let me get it. He takes a live stickworm and just punctures it over a popsicle stick. And you gotta get it drenched. Get that batter on there real good, and then he sticks it. So holds it up, and it's still like twitching. Hold on, not done yet. Sticks it back in. You can just smell like burnt skin. Pulls it up. And oh, there you go. That'll be 15 hay.
My friend there, he's paying for me. He turns back, points to Karazor. He handles my hay. Well, you know what? I'll get it for you in a moment. This is...
Pulls the silkworm back. No hay, no silkworm.
All right, I'll be right back. And he leans down and grabs fucking hay and dirt off the ground and just hands it to the guy.
Oh, money bags. Look who's got hay now. And two's your change.
Two straws is your change. This is incredible delicacy here. I'm excited to try it. You, all of you, seem to be very interested in silkworms. I know it is a regional delicacy, or I guess there are many here, and they become part of your everyday life. Where else do you use silkworms?
Well, the weaver uses them to make clothes and whatnot. They're plentiful here in the forest surrounding Ravenmoor.
Yes, we visited her shop. What was her name? I feel so rude. I forget her name.
Old Alisna.
Lisna. Thank you so much.
Old Alisna. Alizna. She's been the weaver here ever since I was a little boy. Anybody you see, all these clothes you see around here, that's Alisna's work. She's quite good at what she does, but she has to use the silk from the silkworms. Out here in the forest around here, they say they eat the trees. They're a nuisance. So we just bring them in here, we put them to better use, and then every month at the festival, we cook them up and eat them, make a little fried pie. They're quite good.
It is, I will say, it is quite good. You do not overstate it. It is very good. This Eliza, does she have any particular job at the festival? Does she appear or speak or do anything of that nature?
No, sometimes she sits on the Elders' Council. The mayor has a council of elders that sits at the head table with him. He consults with them and picking the founders, feast queen, and whatnot. They tend to consult on a lot of matters. You see, Mr. Kriegler's been the mayor for 20 years or so now. And before that, it was another one of his relatives. The Kriegler line been around for a long time. So I think they keep that council just to make sure it's, a nice rounded response to everything here in town.
And how many people sit on the council? How many people sit on the council?
Oh, maybe 3 or 4. Sometimes they die and they're old.
And when they die, are they immediately replaced, or is there a time when the council is smaller, or a time when it is larger, or do they stay always 3 or 4?
Oh, it changes from time to time based on who's alive and who's dead.
We hear that lots of people die here. I know it is a hard life out in the countryside. What do you think causes such a shortening of lifespans in the region?
Death, mostly.
Well, that'll do it.
Number one killer here in Ravenmoor.
What, pray tell, causes the death?
Well, some people just starve. You know, if we don't have a bountiful harvest, we can't feed everybody, and we're not exactly close to a main town, and we don't have a major trade opened up with them big cities like where you're from and whatnot. And so sometimes people just get sick. We got a doctor who's also the town barber, so everybody does a lot of different jobs here, and sometimes the answer to a stab through the chest isn't a haircut.
The barber, what is their name?
Oh, the barber?
Yes,
what
the
is
doctor.
his name? As you can see, I haven't got a haircut in a while here. Alexei Eastock, his name is. Good man. He'll patch you right up and give you a crew cut. All for 5 or 6 hay.
And one last question, I will leave you alone. Who else currently is sitting on the council? It is Elisa, obviously, Mayor Kriegler, and then who else?
Oh, I'm not sure, to be honest. It's none of my business. Maybe they'll ask me one day, but they haven't yet. And I'm getting up there in age, but I'm just happy here, selling fried silkworm, smoked tick legs. It's my mama's recipe, you know.
Is it quite delicious?
Like that? That's from my mama. She used to work this, and then her mama before it.
I'll tell you what. Give me another one of those tick legs. He's already finished the silkworm pop as he was talking to him.
Well, I know you got a wallet full of hay, so yep, there you go, yep.
Here we go, yep. Here we go, yep.
Takes your hay that you picked up off the ground.
Good luck getting on the council. And then he's gonna hustle on over to where the professor is getting a caricature.
All right, so the professor is there with the Zeddy Little Knees, getting a caricature of Zeddy.
And me, the two of us together.
The two of you just tearing up a half pipe, doing a couple of ollies and 360s, and that's what you see when you roll up. Are you talking? What are you talking about to Zeddy, Professor?
Tell me, Zeddy, are there songs that are sung at the festival?
Yeah, you can see those people. I can't remember his name from anyone, or his voice, how it's different from anybody else's at this point.
It was really throaty.
What's that? When we talk like this?
Yeah.
This how Zeddy talk. This Zeddy Little Knees. Oh, yeah, they got all kinds of songs and whatnot. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Zeddy. Let me tell you, you hear that fiddle player? They got their own song. Accordion player over there, they got a song. I don't know the lyrics and whatnot. I ain't got a good memory and such. From all my days skateboarding, I hit my head a lot.
Ooh, that would you be willing to teach me the music on perhaps a doo-doo or a da-da or doo-da?
I can't teach you nothing. I can't read, nor write, nor sing a song, but I can dance like a motherfucker.
Oh, would you dance for us?
Well,
I thought you had little knees.
I said, well, no, that's just a family name. My
mistake.
great-great-granddaddy had little knees, sure, but my knees are as normal as anyone else's knees. Now you got me all subconscious about my knees. Are you asking me to dance?
Yes.
Professor?
Teach me to dance. I'll dance with you.
All right, get on out here. Hold on here. Hold on to that drawing. You're going to dance right now. And he pulls you out, and you're just dancing it up with the accordion players and having a good time.
Are we like square dancing or what?
Yeah. It's kind of like dancing. You're dancing the maypole, and it's just like a giant tick.
While they're dancing, Alfonso moves his eyes across all of the crowd, all the people trying to see if he can spot Shell. Does he see her anywhere?
Yeah, you see Shell with her parents.
Damn it.
And they're like...
Gross.
They're talking to her, and you can see Shell is like... looks like she's reciting something to them. She's like standing a certain way, and then the mother will be like, no, and the dad is kind of Saul looking on. He's just shaking his head, and the mother will come up and like coach her on something, and then like lick her finger and fix her makeup a little bit, fix her hair, and so they look pretty wrapped up in this. Roll a perception check.
Yeah, I think I know what's going on here. I'd love to be able to help. Unfortunately, that is a 14.
Yeah, that's all you see. Looks like they're pretty busy.
All right. I'll leave it go for the moment.
Okay. Meanwhile, Karizor, you eventually stumble over to where Braven is. Looks like he's what are you handing drinks to the child?
To the 2.5-year-old child.
To the
yes.
2.5-year-old
His
child.
father gave consent. That's all that's required in Ravenmoor.
The child at this point is passed out on the ground, and you're left trying to find another plan. As Karizor rolls up to you.
Oh, what a beautiful drunken child!
Yeah, I may have overserved him. I'm not used to serving children this young.
Well, they have so little self-control, you know.
What a beautiful drunken child!
That's clear, but he did have a great deal of discipline in raising this fierce fighter, Vinegar Tom, and he points down at the raven on the ground.
Oh, well, that is an impressive specimen.
Vinegar Tom 1 and 02.
Is that the mayor?
Vinegar Tom.
Is that the mayor? I'm joking, of course. I'm joking.
You want to know too? Yeah, the dad's standing nearby. He's like, "Oh, old Johnny, I knew he couldn't hold his liquor. Well, we'll make a man out of him yet. And what is your name, there, horrible beast?"
Oh, me? Oh, well, my name is Karizor. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. And might I ask, what these other creatures call you?
I don't remember my name either.
I believe your name was Barnacle Clubfoot. And
Barnacle
your son
Clubfoot,
is Old
yes.
John
Oh,
Clubfoot.
Man, this is my son. I wish I could introduce you to him, but he's passed out from the moonshine.
My God.
Barnacle Clubfoot, and this is my real son, Vinegar Tom. I say to old Johnny every day, you want to grow up to be like Vinegar Tom, a winner, back in 02.
Vinegar Tom, yes.
I hate to impose, Karazor, but I've put all my personal hay on the prospects of this bird winning the entire Raven fighting tournament. Could I perhaps borrow some more? Consider it an investment. I'm sure that Vinegar Tom will win the entire tournament.
Oh, of course, I can get you as much hay as you like. Hold on here one moment, please. And he walks back to where he got the hay from before.
The trading post, blacksmith.
Outside the trading post. And he grabs like 4 bales of it and just walks back and says, like, here you are, my entire personal savings.
So we look like high rollers at a baccarat table. Come in. Right. We're like foreign investors from like Abu Dhabi or like Monaco or Curacao or just like some faraway land. And we're like we show up in like Missouri's casino.
A guy in a black suit comes over. He's like, "Gentlemen, have you had dinner tonight yet? We'd love to give you comp dinner here at the buffet at the Bellagio."
I'll have a shrimp cocktail.
So you're putting all your money on Vinegar Tom, and the guy's like, "You're a smart man. He won back in 02. I think he can win again tonight, and if he does, we'll have a seat at the head table with Mayor Kriegler. I will be able to put some things in his ear. I got some real good ideas if someone would just talk to me."
Yeah, I'd love to hear those good ideas before you share them with the mayor. What are they?
You want to hear my ideas?
I do.
Well,
I'm also a collector of ideas.
I think, first of all, they should raise the legal drinking age. Right now, it is far too low. And as much as I want to make a man out of old Johnny, there's got to be a better way to do it.
But what about your poor alcoholic son? Think about him.
Well, he'll be 3, not in too long. I'm not asking for a huge change. Just raise it up 2.5.
I've seen delirium tremens in a full-grown man. I can't imagine what it would do to a 2.5-year-old. You might as well keep him on the sauce for a little while longer. Just wean him off slowly.
Yeah, he'll be a real mess tomorrow. Another idea I have is, why are we using hay as money? What if we used dirt? There's so much more of it. There's a limited amount of hay out there. It just doesn't make sense. You look around, there's dirt as far as the eye can see. In fact, and I'm going to tell you this because you look like an honest man, I could walk out of town, go to another town, pick up dirt from that town, come back here and spend it. No one would be the wiser.
You'd be rich.
Ravenmoor will rival Magnamar in both power and wealth in any moment as soon as you adopt this new currency plan.
Well, that's the Clubfoot way.
They're crucifying themselves. They're crucifying themselves on a cross of the hay standard.
It's William Jennings Bryan over here.
Those are
No
just two
ideas.
ideas I have. Raise the legal drinking age from 2 to 2.5. And change this currency from hay to dirt.
Well,
I just
think
love the rationale. There's so much more of it.
as long as you put in a good word for Karazor and myself as you tell the mayor these ideas after your Raven certainly wins this competition, I think it'll be wonderful.
Tell you
It'll
what,
change
Vinegar,
lives.
Vinegar Tom wins. Mayor sees how much you bet on Vinegar Tom. He'll invite you to the table himself. No, wait. Are you're the outsiders? Are you the ones coming here looking for money the town already paid? Is that you?
No, we're not looking for money. We're just looking for gold. No need to worry yourself. Not as if we'll be taking away some of your precious dirt.
Okay. I just think it's kind of funny. You don't look like a tax collector.
We're certainly
If
not.
there's 4 you come here. Last I heard, we already paid that. Small town. Word gets around fast. We heard that there were some people here maybe looking for trouble, but you don't look like troublemaker. You seem like a nice fella.
We're actually looking for the man who came to collect the money the first time. He's an irascible drunk, and we need to stop him from doing any more damage or collecting taxes from other small, innocent towns like yourself, let alone collecting twice.
How old was he? 4 or 5?
No, he was about
Said he was an
35.
irascible drunk. I just assumed he was a toddler.
In Magnamar, they start him late. They're very weak, unadventurous types.
What's the legal age in Magnamar?
16.
Oh, that's just absurd. You got to work your way up. Anywho,
Half your village would be dead by the time it was able to have a legal drink.
well, I don't know nothing about the money and whatnot, but you seem like nice people. Obviously, that's probably why you're here having fun, taking in the local color. You put your money on Vinegar Tom tonight. I'm sure you're going to come out a winner. I'll sit at the table. I'll tell them about raising the drinking age, making dirt money, and everything's going to be fun here. I'll see you at the feast.
I enjoy it when your voices turn into Creole, like it's like a Louisiana type of, you got to suck the head off them crawfish. I love you like a pig love corn.
Yeah, it's kind of when you are ready to end the role play. You just sort of go like,
Just stop making sense.
That was my Saints Row voice. It was like this Cajun.
Oh, yeah.
We'll play some 5-finger fillet.
Wait, can I ask? Well, it's
like
probably a
work.
stupid question, but
Yes.
can we roll diplomacy to gather information for this during this gather
sure.
information?
You could have done that at any point. I thought we were just giving up. Yeah, you can all at this point roll diplomacy to gather information.
can I ask one? There's one specific question I want to ask.
Sure.
Which is, who are the people that get to sit with the mayor, basically? So you mentioned the Raven fighting, and I'm just curious what other ways there are to get a seat at the table.
Okay. All right. What did everybody roll for diplomacy?
14.
14.
That would be a natural 20 on my brand new Witch's Cauldron from D20 from our friends at Norse Foundry.
Norse Foundry.
Oh, we should show.
Nice.
Kid and I should show ours too. This is. Where is it? Ooh,
Oh, there it is.
yeah, look at that.
Oh, that's fancy.
Beautiful.
It's Norse Foundry. Hey, a couple sets still left in the old merch store. Only a couple, though. The teal and the orange are almost gone. All right, so I got a 14, a nat 20 for a total of what?
31.
Wow.
31.
Wow.
Granty Panties?
11.
11, okay.
And then
Too
21
busy
for
liquoring up
Alfonso.
that child. All right, Alfonso, you said you had a specific question about who gets to sit on the council. So with a 21, you know that obviously the mayor, the Council of Elders, which from what you gather is kind of a fluid group of people that are like his trusted advisors, people that are, have been in the town for a long time and he trusts to talk about town business. And town business could be anything from like planning the festival to planning next month's festival. It's not a whole lot going on in Ravenmoor. Other people that could be like the winner of the Raven fight always gets to sit at the table. The Founder's Feast Queen, sometimes her and her family get to sit at the table. Not always, though. Sometimes that is honor enough to be known that you're the Founder's Feast Queen. And then pretty much whoever the mayor chooses to sit, you could do a really good showing at one of the other games and be invited, or anyone that like makes kind of makes a big impression on the festival sits with the mayor, because in the mayor's estimation, it encourages people to raise the spirits of the town.
And was there any indication who else is on that council right now besides Alizna?
Alizna, a couple of like one-toothed dudes that
we haven't heard their names before.
Yeah, you haven't got any names.
Okay.
But you do know that Alizna is on there.
Okay.
But yeah, you didn't get any other names.
Okay.
Matthew, you rolled a nat 20. Was there something specific you were looking for? Just the history of the Founders Festival?
Or like, what does the festival culminate in? And I'm trying to, the professor is nursing a pet theory as well that something happened during the festival to Mr. Kyle.
All right, so the general gist you get is it always starts at 3 p.m. Rain or shine. That's why pavilions and tents are set up in case it does rain. They always do it the night before the full moon. It always starts with this sort of mingling, and then it will go into like structured games where everyone watches and cheers it on. It's a big spectacle to get everybody excited. And the participants are sometimes awarded things, anything from sitting at the table with the mayor to like cash purses of hay.
No, we don't want your money, just gold.
You wouldn't dream of taking your money.
The mayor will make speeches from time to time. He'll say benedictions before the feast, which happens after the games. There's a huge feast that lasts into the night, and then it's just a big party. Usually people are a little hungover the next day, but it seems like everyone really looks forward to this, because sometimes the harvests aren't good and morale is low, and you already know that the death rate is a little bit higher than normal because they're so removed from society out here and they don't have the facilities of the bigger towns. And so this festival kind of keeps people going, if nothing else, in terms of their morale. And it's been going on for at least 2 generations, as far as you can tell.
All right.
Karizor and Braven, were there anything like specific you were trying to deduce in talking to people?
I just wanted any general info about the town and the festival that we haven't like gotten yet that might be important.
Okay. And I was looking for stuff on the Krieglers.
Anytime Karizor, right? Karizor, yeah. That doesn't sound right out of my mouth. Karizor, anytime you ask about sort of the history of the town and the history of the festival, people are like, no. We can't tell you that. We can't tell you that. They'll tell you. The girls will tell you later. That's part of their thing. I don't want to ruin it for you, especially if you've never been here before. It's like part of the choosing of the Founders Feast Queen is they tell the history of the town, and they go around from table to table and do that. And they're like, I would just spoil it for you if I did it. But, you should keep your eye out, because you're going to hear the story a few different times from a few different girls, and make sure that, you're paying attention, because, maybe you'll have a say in who's chosen. So that's what you learned about sort of the history of the town. Braven, you said you were looking for
just anything about the Krieglers. I know they've been in power for a long time. I want to know if people enjoy their rule, if they ever do anything that the people resent, that type of stuff.
No, they love the mayor. They think he's great. He is a very well-loved leader. It seems like it's a pretty laid-back town, and he's not. He doesn't make any radical decisions that have people mumbling under their breath like, "Oh, that Kriegler! I can't wait till the next guy comes in." Everyone seems to really like him, and but you do hear that his brother is kind of a pain in the butt. Like, so you aren't the only ones that didn't get along with him. The general consensus is that Leonard is kind of rude and irascible, and people stay away from him. You don't even see him at the festival. Not that you've seen everyone there, but you see the mayor going up to tables, shaking hands, kissing babies, kissing ticks,
Giving babies alcohol.
licking sturges, doing shots with babies. Yeah, get away, son of a bitch.
It's like kissing babies. They do shots with babies in this town.
He kisses it and then rips a Jaeger.
1, 2, 3.
Slam!
The first baby that drinks me under the table.
Gets to sit at the table.
Oh, my lady, what an adorable infant. Might I buy him a shot?
So ridiculous.
What is your drink? What is your drink, you little man? Everyone loves him, and if you look up, he's always like talking to somebody, like posing for caricature photos. He's really like a man
Posing
about town.
for photos.
Wow. Posing for photos. Like, how long is this going to take?
Yeah, so you're going to have to stand there for a while.
Oh, it's like a daguerreotype. Yeah, it's like 4 minutes in one place.
Well, no, you got to stand there until photography is invented, so it's going to be several thousand years.
They're really quickly drawing him, but he's very patient. He stands there for every drawing.
It's a sketch based on a camera obscura.
Eventually, you, as you're going about your business here, trying to get a sense more about the town, see if you find out anything that corroborates your sort of instincts, the mayor takes the stage, the same stage that I think you saw them setting it up when you walked here with the mayor. And everyone quiets down once they see the mayor go up there because they know he's about to say something. Big smile, white suit still. Looks good, neatly trimmed beard. It's like, welcome, new friends and old, to this month's Founders Festival. For more than 2 generations, we have celebrated together every month on the night before the first full moon. Now we may not have traveling circuses and road shows of the big cities, but we have our festival, and we have our Founders Feast. He kind of puts his arms out. He's like, may the Dream Tender watch over these festivities this evening, and if it be her will, provide us with a healthy, fertile harvest, so that we may thrive and celebrate for generations to come. You didn't come here to hear Mayor Kriegler talk. Let's work up an appetite and play some games. As he says that, big applause from the gallery. You see a bunch of people bring out logs. Bunch of logs. They toss them on the ground, and they're very quickly setting it all up. And everyone's like, "Oh man, here we go!" And they light the logs on fire. Very tiny little fire, and the logs light on fire. And you see a bunch of kids just like running and jumping over the fire. And then they'll the next kid will run and jump, and then like an old person will come and just throw away their cane. They're like, "Ah, fuck it!" They run and they fucking sky over the little flame, and then they'll throw some more logs on it, and the flame starts to get higher, and the little kids' parents are like, all right, you had your fun now. We're gonna step away. And the teenagers get in. The teenagers are very brash, and they're jumping, and like once in a while one of them will get singed, and the crowd will be like, yeah! And the kid will be like, woo! And they just keep throwing more tinder on it, and the fire starts to get higher and higher. The kids start to bow out. Obviously, the older people start to bow out, and people will nudge you from time to time, like, yeah, you want to go take a shot over there? You want to get in on the local culture? You're going to try. Think you can jump over there? I see you looking at us and laughing. Why don't you try to take the Dreamer's Leap?
Dreamer's Leap.
A tradition.
Don't have to ask me twice.
Nobody loves a tradition more than the professor. So yeah, anybody want to take the Dreamer's Leap?
The professor will try.
Yeah, absolutely.
All
Alfonso
right,
will go over there too.
All right, so the fire is like 3 feet high at this point, a little bit higher with the wood underneath it. The person setting you up is like, all right, I don't know how you city folk do it and whatnot, but yeah, we're gonna just take a running leap. You leap over that fire. If you make it, well, then you get to go on the next round. You don't make it, and you out. That means that the Dream Tender says you are impure. Go ahead, little lady, take a leap there. So run and do an acro check, or if you want to do something else, tell me what you want to do.
I'll do an acrobatics check. So I'll run and leap, and that's a 16.
16. Professor just like, Oh, boom, makes it over with room to spare, and the crowd's like, oh, did you see that Learn Maker? She's got mad ups.
She's learned making us all how to jump.
She's learned making us how to jump.
Alfonso, you want to take a stab?
Oh, absolutely.
Guy tells you the same thing, like, all right, now just jump over there and then take a run and leave. What do you want to do?
He's so full of tick legs. He's like, take a breath, clear a little space. I'm gonna take 10 on an acrobatics check. So I'm just gonna go and jump, and that gives me a 17.
How long does that take you? Does it take you extra time to take 10, or is this a skill you have to be able to do it instantaneously?
No, I believe that you just take 10. You can just take 10.
You can just take 10.
You can take 10 on an acrobatics.
I think you can.
That doesn't jibe for me.
Because
Doesn't make any sense.
Because there's a consequence for failing. So.
Right, but that's take 20. But all right, I mean, I'll roll it. That's fine. Let's see. Natural 1. So obviously.
There it is.
Amazing.
Obviously.
See, isn't that more fun? All right. So Alfonso's like, let me really size up this jump. I want to take 10, 15 minutes to see if I carry the one. And the guy's like, come on now, you're wasting time. We got a line of people. Slaps you on the back like, whoa, 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 whoa. And you just land directly into the fire.
I mean, I had no doubt in my mind that I was going to make an absolute fool of myself.
No save. You land in the fire. You take 2 points of fire damage, and a bunch of villagers come and just like pull you out of the fire, and they're patting you on the butt, and the crowd's going nuts. First, it's like
too many
and then
tick
they're like,
legs.
yeah, look at that city folk. He can't jump. Professor schooled him. And they pat the fire out. 2 points of fire damage.
Yes,
Ravenmoor
I can
Tarzan
totally
want
take 10, by the way. So
You
I
can
know it's
take
fun not to, but I can.
Braven
like it.
Braven will
I don't
do it. He'll make a show though of taking his armor off in front of everyone, and he'll do it in time with the fiddle in the backgrounds and kind of like grab someone from the crowd to dance with as he's doing it, and he kind of like does kind of a striptease as he does it, and that gives him a +3 on this acrobatics check, taking off that medium armor. Let's go for it. 15 on the die for a 23. Tries to do a
23.
backflip over.
Just watch this. Backflips over the fire, lands, sticks the landing, while the villagers are still putting the fire out of Alfonso. You just give him a look like. And you land it. Karizor, any interest in taking part in this silly game?
Yeah, Karazor, while all this is going on, he goes over to the storage shed and gets another bale of hay. And comes back and he says, well, looks like it's my turn. He has it like covered with his cloak. And he like gets all ready. He's like gets himself psyched up and everything. And he runs at the bonfire. And at the last minute, he whips out the hay and throws it onto the bonfire. Like bursts into flame. And then he just starts like dancing, like knoll dancing.
So you don't jump. Instead, you just throw a bale of hay.
I just throw someone else's hay onto the fire and just start dancing, celebrating.
He makes it rain all over the fire.
Yeah, like a Pac-Man Jones.
The accordion and the fiddles just stop.
Yeah.
Screw it.
And he's
And
doing
everyone's
Cabbage
just like-
Patch and like all this.
Everyone's just watching an entire bale of hay. Someone's life fortune in this town. And the flames now go up 7-10 feet in the air. And you just hear women and children screaming and running for the exits. Oh, God.
Skid, out of curiosity, how are you defining bail if you can hide it under your cloak?
He's a big knoll.
Well, he can't. It's a big cloak. No, he's carrying it up like under with it's covered by his cloak, and then just dance.
The guy
Dancing
walks
like
up to
crazy.
him and says, sir, maybe you've got hay you can just throw around into a fire. But when you come to the Founders Festival, you show respect to those that don't have money like you shitty folk. Far as I heard, you come here to collect money that was already paid a month ago. Now you're taking your own fortune and just throwing it in the faces of good, hard-working people here in Ravenmoor. You know how long it would take old Little Knees to earn a fortune like that you just threw on the fire? He's gonna cry all night. Man's got little knees, can't skateboard no more.
You show some respect when you come to our town. You come here throwing your hair around like it ain't no thing. You want to throw your hair around? You buy some tick balloons. You eat some more sturges. You don't throw her on the fire and make a laughingstock out of this town. Sir, you are disqualified from this contest.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I was unclear on the rules of the contest.
Everybody just starts
I'll
booing
excuse
you.
myself now.
Boo! Everybody's booing there.
Wait. No, I think you misunderstand us. You misunderstand. Alfonso yells like over the booze. He's trying to get his voice out over the booze. He's like, it was only... You must understand, this is a game between us, between me and my friend Corizor here. It is when one of us fails so miserably as I have done. He's laughing, sort of like still brushing some of the burnt whatnot off of his elbow, and he's just like, it is a game that we have between us. If one of us fails so terribly, you must up the stakes. You must up the ante. So he has risen the flames, and now. And his eyes like go wild. He's like, I will jump through again, straight through the flames themselves as they rise high into the sky. Trying to like get the people back up and excited
life savings
again.
will drive him to greater heights.
I want you to roll a bluff check, but first I want you to roll the acrobatics check to see if you actually jump over the new flames, which are like 10 feet high at this point.
Okay, taking 10, but I'll roll. All right, you got it. Here we go. Well, actually, I will say this is exceptionally dangerous, so you shouldn't be able to take 10 if it's exceptionally dangerous.
I mean, it's a varying degrees of danger. That's
I feel like he's like going to like
area.
jump through fire. So he's like, you know what I mean? Gonna cover and jump. All right, that is a 16, but I'm gonna put some inspiration on it.
Okay.
Ooh, and a 5, so that's a 21.
21. All right, so you sail.
He makes a big
over
show
this
of it.
10-foot flame. You land on your feet. Now roll a bluff check for your
Come on, O'Brien.
baloney.
Bastard. I'm going to put inspiration on it. Oh, 11. 11.
With inspiration? Oh.
The majority of the crowd is too stupid to know that you were full of shit. And, they're just like,
Yeehaw! Looks like we have a winner here. What's your name for everybody?
My name is Alfonso Moria, and he does a big waist bow.
Well, actually, the professor should have a chance to see if this learn maker can beat you.
That's right. I should have a chance.
Yeah, all right, well, let's make sure that the professor gets up there, and then we will decide who the winner is. Nobody else going to try and jump a 10-foot fire. Go ahead, Professor.
What's the sound of a baby laughing?
Yeah, baby was laughing.
All right.
Get that baby another drink.
that was just a drunk baby.
Somebody get that baby another drink.
I remember when fires were 11 feet high.
Too many
Little
court
jaded
cases.
babies.
Too many court cases. They had to knock it down.
Natural one.
Oh, one. Oh my God! You fall directly into the fire and take 4 points of fire damage, and people are like, "Oh my God!" They run over, they pull you out, and you're like a little bit engulfed, and they're patting you, rolling you on the ground.
I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm all right.
Guy walks over to Alfonso and is like, "The winner!" And you see the mayor stand up on the stage, and you can see him just like clapping and nodding.
He looks across seriously at the mayor and nods slowly.
Out of the corner of your eye, you catch Shell Lupescu looking at you, and she's just like,
And he specifically doesn't look at her. He just sort of like looks in the distance beyond her with a smoldering glare into
she's
the
just
night.
like staring daggers through you, and her mom is like,
Shell, bada boo.
that's their
Yep.
family's language.
By the way, if anyone were to look too closely, they would have noticed that the professor took 0 points of damage.
Oh, so you like made a show of how? Oh, it hurts! It hurts!
It burns! Oh, fire, pain, inside of my face.
Oh, the pain of it all!
Oh.
There's one old guy sitting in the back that's like, wait a minute. She didn't take any damage from that fall. Note to self. All right,
Probably
so they pull it
ridiculous.
away.
They can't write.
I know, he's fictional. They pull They put the fire out. They pour horse piss over it. It goes out. And Alfonso Moria is crowned champion of the Dreamer's Leap. As the horse piss hasn't even completely put out the fire before Saul Lupescu comes out with an old wooden box. And as he's doing that, a bunch of villagers are like lining up bales of hay not unlike the one that Karizor threw on the fire, 20 feet away, 60 feet away, and 100 feet away. Saul empties the box onto the ground and holds up half a dozen rusty star knives. And he says, he just said these weapons. I can't remember his accent. I can't remember all his accents.
He's like quasi. He's Hungarian.
It said that these weapons were carried by the village's founder, Yola Kriegler. These weapons were her weapon of choice. In her name, we throw these screaming stars and see who the dream tender favors by those whose screaming stars land true. And one by one, the villagers come up. And they take one of these star knives and they throw it, and it's like person after person after person is like they can't even hit the 20-foot target. They're like, ah! Another person comes up, throws it. It goes flying off in the distance.
Funny.
Next one comes up, it just falls like 5 feet in front of them. And same thing. A bunch of the villagers like nudging, like, "City folk want to tie? Want to scream stars?"
Another tradition.
Go on, Karizor. Show us how it's done.
Yes, Karizor, you're up.
Spits on his paws. And
boom.
All right, roll to hit AC 12, 20 feet away.
okay. Natty 17.
That's gonna be hard to
Lands, and the crowd is like, guy steps up to you.
Maybe 1 or 2 people every month will hit the one 20 feet away. That is quite a feat. Can you hit the one 60 feet away?
I don't know if there's any range penalties for you now, 60 feet away.
Well,
But they hand you another rusty star knife.
It would be
second range increment, probably.
It's got to be it's every 10 feet, -2, right?
Oh.
Every 10 feet. It's a thrown weapon, right?
Yeah, its range increment is 20 feet for a star knife.
Okay.
So it's -4. Yeah, you're right.
-4. Yeah.
All right.
Still AC 12, but a -4.
That is an 11.
11 just shoom. He goes, I could tell you weren't going to be the one to hit the 60. I hadn't seen someone hit that 60, for 10 years. Nice try, sir. Anybody else?
I'll do it. Raven steps forward.
All right, you ugly son of a bitch, get over here.
And he doesn't make a show of it. He just closes one eye and kind of, it's like getting ready to throw a dart at a bar, and he's like really eyeing it. Come on, baby. Natural 20. Natural fucking 20. 26.
Wow, it hits the center of the hail bait and goes straight through it and lands on the other side. And people are like, whoa. Guy says the same thing. You're like, I ain't never seen anybody through a screaming star through a hay bale. But real question is, can you hit 60 feet away? Been 10 years since I've seen him now 60 feet away.
Oh, I thought I was aiming at the one 60 feet away. Here it comes.
So you got to start with the 20 and make your way up. There are rounds here. You get
Pressure
eliminated.
builds up. Nope, 10. 4.
Oh, yeah, you used too much strength on that first throw. That's what happens around here. Ain't nobody ever hit the 60, not in 10 years. Ain't never seen them hit the 100.
Anybody else want to try?
I shall partake.
Oh, all right, the one that fell in the fire. You still hot? You think you can hit that 20, 60, 100? What do you got?
Natural 20 on the first one.
Oh my god.
Wow. So it goes directly through the hole that Braven made on the first throw. The crowd's like, who are these people? These are the most skillful tax collectors we've ever seen.
It's like, oh, all right, Missy. Let's see if you can hit that 60. None of your friends hit it. Been 10 years since I've seen somebody hit the 60.
12. -4, right?
Oh.
-4, yeah.
It's 12 with the -4.
Oh, 12 with a -4?
Oh,
That
yeah.
hits.
All right.
Everyone's like,
And then they stand up and they go fucking crazy like, oh my God. I don't know if you know this, but it's been 10 years since I seen somebody hit that target from 16 feet away. I am 45 years old. I probably only got a year or two left in my life. I ain't never seen somebody hit the 100. Do you think you can hit a target from 100 feet away? I'll tell you something. I'll tell you something between you and me. You hit that target 100 feet away, you're going to be sitting at the mayor's table tonight. Ain't nobody never done that, not in my lifetime, in all my 42 years.
Well, don't get your hopes up. I'm no expert. I'm just a simple professor. I have no skills with thrown weapons. I just happened to get lucky this time.
She has
that
the
ain't
notable
luck.
She has the notable disadvantage, I will point out, of being only one person.
Well, I don't think that's luck. Ain't luck to hit 20 and 60. You went right through that man's circle that he hit.
Well,
Let's see what you can do.
let's see. I'll try my hand. So this is what, -8 now?
Yep.
Yeah, -8, AC 12.
Come on, dude. Get it.
I rolled a natty 17, so that's
You're telling me there's a
22.
chance.
22 minus 8?
14.
Yeah. You hit the 100 target. Oh my And people are like falling out of their chairs. Oh my God. They rush up to you and they try to like lift you up in the air. Like, oh my God. People are going nuts. The mayor stands up. The mayor stands up, gets off the stage and walks over to you and says, my word, my lady. I've been the mayor here as long as, I've been the mayor and I ain't never seen anybody hit the 100. My grandfather told me that he only seen it once and nobody ever believed him. That is quite a feat. Would you be interested in sitting with me at the head table tonight? I would love to talk about how you do something like that.
I would be most honored, but I'm just a humble professor. This must have come out from all of the writing I did. My fingers have become very strong. My knuckles are very developed.
If only the Crystal Ghost could have been here to see that amazing shot.
Yes, the Crystal Ghost would have been much impressed by that feat of accuracy.
Please save it. I want to hear all of this over dinner because I'm sure it is quite a story. You got your first friend come up there. He hits the 20. He missed the 60. Next guy comes up, hits that 20 so hard, goes right through it. You then go through the 20, right in that same hole that your friend made, hit the 40, and then hit the 60, and then you hit the 100. Well, I just, please, I'm so glad you took me up on my offer. And then we get to spend the night hanging out and having drinks back at my place.
This will be
thank
delightful.
You don't know
Delightful,
what
Mayor.
this means to the people. They see something like this. This will get them fired up all night. I really should get back to the stage, though. Congratulations. And they know that there's no one else that is going to even come close to hitting that.
Alfonso looks around.
Try and step
Apparently,
in.
I missed my moment. No. He's
Daniel LaRusso's going to fight?
He's going to let the professor have her day. Yeah.
Daniel LaRusso's going to fight. All right. From there, they move on to the Raven fights. Several nicely carved wooden cages are wheeled into the central competition area where Braven was spending most of his time. As a villager removes the canvas cover, you see 8 ravens within the cages immediately begin cawing aggressively at one another as if enraged. Braven, you spent the most time over near the raven fights, and you find out that pretty much what you assume raven fights, similar to rooster fights, have long been a popular pastime for the people of Ravenmoor, and these birds have been raised to be aggressive towards other ravens. But they don't fight to the death usually, but sometimes mistakes happen. So one by one, the villagers come out and pull out their prize bird, show them off to the crowd, and then bring them to the center ring before pairing off for a tournament-style competition. And whoever's in charge of that says what you already know, Braven, and I
remember that the winner of the tournament will be afforded an honored place at the feast table this evening with the mayor. The 8 ravens we have competing tonight are Clawfoot, Fool Scott, Greedy Guts, Grizzle, Snap Haunch, Soot, Wormwort, and Vinegar Tom. Looks like we got a lot of Vinegar Tom fans out there tonight. He hasn't won since 02. Maybe tonight will be his night. These are all prime fighting birds, and they're all eager to have at each other. And then let the raven fights begin. May the best raven kill or maim the other ravens. And then their owner will sit with the mayor. A raven will have probably died, maybe two. But what an honor to be able to sit with the mayor. Let the fights begin.
Awful.
And this starts and it goes exactly what you think it would be. They put them in the ring and they start fucking pecking like crazy at each other.
Jeez.
And eventually one just becomes incapacitated, or the owner throws in the hay and is like, stop the fight. And they pull their bird back because they don't want it to die.
It's a battle royale. They're just all.
Yeah, tournament style, single elimination tournament. So Grizzle and Snap-Haunts go in there first. Looks like Grizzle came out the victor. This kind of goes on in the background because not everyone is into the Raven fight, and it's a long tournament. So as that's going on, they're starting to prepare to bring out the feast. The table settings are coming out now, and plates and forks and knives made of wood. Very, very fancy. Fine china is coming out for this. It looks like Foolscap just beat Greedy Guts. You can start to smell the fires and whatever meats they're cooking are being roasted in the background, so you know the feast is probably going to come quickly after the Raven fights, if not immediately after. Oh, looks like Clawfoot just beat Soot. And then Vinegar Tom's match is up next. Raven, you obviously have a special interest in this.
Got a lot on the line, dude.
Vinegar Tom
I got a lot riding on that bird.
Murders Wormwort in the first round.
Yeah.
Literally kills Wormwort. And Wormwort's owner is like, no, stop the fight. And Vinegar Tom is just going crazy. Even while it's dead, it's pecking out. It pecks an eyeball out. And just like you see the string bing, pop off. And the crowd's like, yeah, yeah. Throwing hay, or like holding bales of hay. Yeah.
Raven is like in a shadowed corner with a cigarette in his mouth, and he just starts slowly golf clapping.
You can't really see his face until he
Right.
takes a pull, and then it lights up the lower part of his face.
I'd like to put a sawbuck on Vinegar Tom in the fifth. And yeah, this goes on, and eventually it gets to the finals, and it's Vinegar Tom and Grizzle in the finals.
All right.
You see the mayor walks up to your Raven's owner, leans down, and you just hear, as we discussed, Vinegar Tom goes down in the fifth. Taps him gently and then walks away. You're like, son of a bitch.
It's like Digstown with ravens.
I've got 4 bales of hay on this bird. There's no way it's going down.
Grant, you seem to have the most invested in Vinegar Tom's fortune. Why don't you roll me a d20 to see if Vinegar Tom gets the initiative here?
Couldn't have the best. That's the best one.
Come on.
Grizzle.
Oh, it's a 3.
3, and I rolled a 4, so Grizzle acts first, and Grizzle goes after Vinegar Tom and gets him right under the wing. And Vinegar Tom kind of like stumbles back. He's shocked. He was not expecting Grizzle to come out so hot. He looks at him like, what? That's not the Grizzle I know.
Grizzle's been juicing.
Roll a d20 to see if Vinegar Tom can snap back at Grizzle.
He was saving something in all those other fights. He never showed this move.
That is an 18 on the die.
All right, so he shakes it out, and he just like wings out dive bombs onto Grizzle, hits Grizzle, knocks Grizzle to the ground. But now he's in a vulnerable position. Wings are wide open. Grizzle snaps up. Natty 18 hits Vinegar Tom. Vinegar Tom has taken 2 wounds. Blood is coming out of the sides. You see Vinegar Tom's owner, Barnacle Clubfoot. He's like holding the hay, ready to throw it in. He doesn't want Vinegar Tom to die. He knows Vinegar Tom can only take so much.
Raven grabs his wrist. Not yet. Not yet.
All right, roll for Vinegar Tom. See if he hits Grizzle.
He's full of piss and covered in vinegar. Come on. 16. 16.
Yes. 16. He hits Grizzle. That's 2 hits. 2 to 2. But now Grizzle smells blood and a lot of vinegar. He goes in for what could perhaps be a kill shot
No.
and hits.
Oh,
He hits. Roll a d20 to see if he kills him. If you roll over a 15, Vinegar Tom is able to stay alive. Under a 15, Vinegar Tom dies.
Oh no.
I'm going to do it in our Roll20 chat just for fun, just so everyone can see it at the same time.
Well, hold on,
I know
hold
no
on.
one in the stream will. Oh, you'll pull it up?
Yeah, I can pull it up.
All right, here it comes.
Hold on. You have your dice visible, right? Your 3D dice visible?
Not the 3D. I just have it in the chat.
Well, put it in the 3D dice.
Go to 3D dice,
Enable
bro.
It's
3D
a 7%
dice.
chance this
Where do I
works.
do that? I didn't mean to slow down
in
the whole
settings.
freaking.
In
Oh,
settings,
God.
3D. It takes 2
Enable
not
seconds.
3D
worth-
dice. There it is.
It's
there
not
it is.
worth it.
Done.
All right.
Do it.
15 or higher.
Do it.
Do it for
Five.
Vinegar Tom.
oh no.
Oh,
no. Grizzle strikes and kills Vinegar Tom.
Oh.
You just see in slow motion Barnacle Clubfoot's like,
No.
and his son is up and his son's got a Corona and he just drops his Corona. And the crowd in the background is going, all the people that had their money on Grizzle are going nuts, and Vinegar Tom just bleeds out in a puddle of blood and vinegar. And you lose all of your
All of my
pay that
money.
you bet on him. Yes.
All of my legal tender in Ravenmoor.
Oh no.
Mayor Kriegler stands up, applauds to the owner of Grizzle, and then the man comes over and says, you will be awarded a seat with Mayor Kriegler. You'll be sitting maybe right next to the professor. All right, congratulations. Our last contest of the night before we move on to the feast is to catch the greased pig.
Woo!
And the villagers quickly erect a low fence of timbers around the central competition green, while a pair of like brawny-looking dudes come out and bring a squealing, kind of sickly-looking pig into the enclosure. To the cheers of the growing crowd that are kind of amassing themselves around this makeshift pen, those big dudes slather the increasingly agitated pig liberally in slippery grease before tying the end of a rope around its neck and then tying it to a post in the middle of the pen. You hear a little boy say like,
Oh, Mama, I can't wait till I'm old enough and then I can go in and try and catch the grease pig myself. Maybe I could be the winner and I sit up there with the mayor. Maybe I could be the mayor.
and the mother's like, just shut up and have a drink.
That's treason. Slaps him in the face.
And he says, all right. And the guy running this side, all right now, villagers.
Sounds just like that baby.
Villagers, listen up here. Now, you know that this is the last event before we move on to the feast, but here's the thing. The winner of this gets the choicest cut of this here pig at the feast. Only 3 of you may compete in this. And they're gonna be the people who have most impressed the crowd today. They can either go in themselves and try to catch a grease pig, or they can offer up a proxy to go in there and try and catch a grease pig. So let's talk here to the owner of Grizzle, Finn Sicktooth. Finn, do you want to go in there and try and catch a grease pig, or are you gonna send in a proxy?
And Finn's like, I will.
Oh, this is totally the breeder of the winter raven. Totally.
I will.
I love birds.
I'm gonna send in a proxy. I'm gonna send in. Harry Beaupain. Harry Beaupain will go in as my proxy. And this like big athletic dude steps in, and like a pro wrestler stepping over the top rope, steps over the top of the pen. He's just standing there. And he's like, rah, 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 and the crowd goes nuts. And then they look to Alfonso. You were the champion of the fire, and they look to the professor and they say, Professor, you wanna take a part in the grease pig contest, or will you be using a proxy?
I would like to observe this particular tradition. I would not want to even begin to steal another person's glory, so I should like to send a proxy. Would anyone care to volunteer? And she just looks around the crowd. Anyone?
People are
Anyone?
like raising their hands. Does Braven or Karizor, are they interested in being her proxy?
Oh, I'd love to give it a go.
I name, and she like starts to point towards the crowd. Karzor.
Me? Moi? Well, I am honored.
I thought you were looking at me.
Old teacher's trick.
What?
Old learn maker's trick.
All right, I know what you mean. And you, Alfonso Moria, you won the Dreamer's Leap. You want to take part in the Grease Pig competition, or you want to use proxy?
Of course, I will not rest until I have the best cut of the pig. I will do it myself.
All right. So the contestants have been set. Harry Beaupain, Carazor the Knoll, and what's your name again? Alfonso
Moria.
Mario Fonzi.
Got that wrong. That's all right.
So Harry Beaupain is already
Adele
in there. He's stretching. He's like leaning against the edge of the pen, like a pro wrestler, cracking his neck, getting ready. And they set you at three sides of this four-sided pen. And the guy's like, 1, 2, 7! And the crowd goes nuts. The three of you roll for initiative.
Okay.
And in fact, those of you not partaking, if there's something you want to do to try and help your partners, you feel free to roll initiative too if you want to try and slyly use some sort of subterfuge to aid them.
Oh, dear.
All right. What did you get, the professor?
The professor got a 19.
19 for the prof. What about Alfonso?
Alfonso got a 14.
14. Braven?
16 for Braven.
16 for Braven. Carizor?
4.
4.
You have to be faster than that, my friend.
Uh,
Or maybe not. Maybe it will not matter at all.
Braven, are you partaking in the Grease Pig catch? Or
No.
Are you standing?
He might be
going to help out.
yeah, he might
We're
be
spectating. Okay.
No, he might be throwing us an assist.
All right, so
Professor-
the Crystal Ghost and Braven, are you guys standing right at the edge of the pit, like kind of watching in, or are you hiding back in the crowd? People are like right up
Braven-
to it.
Braven is trying to pick a place where he's basically, sorry to reference an awful event, but he's looking for the grassy knoll. He's looking for a place where he can do something from a distance but not be seen and get away.
Okay.
Let's talk about cars. Go that way.
All right, so you see there's like a little tree up on a hill that kind of overlooks the area. There are a couple kids like playing with their sturge nearby, but for the most part, there are no adults watching. So you kind of go up there. What about the Crystal Ghost?
I don't know. The Crystal Ghost is not here and hasn't been in town at all. I mean,
I almost got you.
The town should be so lucky that the Crystal Ghost would come to pay it a visit. But as of right now, I see no Crystal Ghost here. Does anyone see the Crystal Ghost?
There's
here?
no word of the Crystal Ghost.
No
We
word.
have not heard from her in days.
What about the professor? What is the professor doing?
The professor would like to stand with all the people cheering, like right at the gate, and join in the rah-rahing.
All right, so for the first round of this, you two are getting into position. Now, for
I don't know who to
Alfonso-
root for. It's so exciting.
I know you're torn. Maybe you're a Harry Beaupain kind of girl. So the way it's going to work for Alfonso, Carizor, and Harry Beaupain, you basically can use a move action and then try to grapple it. Where there's no like that's what you do. You take a move and then you try to grapple it. And then if you're grappling it on the following round, you try to maintain the grapple to pin it. And if you're the first one to pin it, you win. It is all greased up. Now, it's going to be hard to grab, obviously, because it's slippery. Now, here's the thing. Let's say Carizor grabs it, and then it's Harry Beaupain's turn. Harry Beaupain is going to try and break the grapple of Carizor, and then the pig will be free. And then if it's Alfonso's turn, you can try and grab it. And so that's pretty much what you do if someone else has already grabbed it. You try to break their grapple.
This is great.
So let's see how it goes out. This is the tug of war all over again.
Yeah.
But a little bit different. It is Alfonso's turn.
Alfonso.
Moria.
He focuses in. I've got this. I've got you. He looks the pig in the eye, sees which way she's about to dodge, and jumps out ahead of it. There we go. 22.
22 is enough to grab the pig.
So yeah, grabs the pig.
I'm a wild pig.
It was very hard to get a hold of it, and you like just barely got it, and you can feel it like slipping from your grip.
I'm picturing this like somewhat well-dressed dude, tall, lanky, just like throwing himself into the muck, just like grabbing this pig, just like kind of half decent shoes on. You know, it's just like so bizarre. But he gets a handle on it.
You're able to get it, and it's like your arms are starting to slip, but it's already starting to pick up some of the grit and dirt, and so it's slowly getting a little bit easier to get a hold on it as your hands are slipping down its sides. But you have it. It tries to break loose from you and fails. What's your CMD?
16.
16, it fails to break free. So now it is Harry Beaupain's turn. Harry Beaupain comes over and tries to break your grapple.
So he just punches me in the face.
Just comes up, boom. No, he comes over and tries to pry your hands, rolls a 5 against your CMD.
Yeah, all right.
So you're still holding on to it. Now it's Karizor's turn. Karizor, you see your buddy Alfonso has a good hold on the pig.
You fucking traitor.
What do you want more, to win the competition or to let your friend win? What do you do?
So Karazor has basically stripped naked, like down to his fur.
Oh, he's getting back to his roots.
Yeah, he's like
No
he's
armor.
like folded up his clothes and his armor, like put in a neat little pile with his shoes. And he's
Glasses.
like sets his glasses like gently atop like his breastplate. And it's like the red mist, like kind of like when he sees us, like instinctually, like his predator instincts kick in, and he charges and he tries to wrestle the pig away.
Roll CMD against Joe's CMB.
That
The
is
other way around.
19.
19 against Joe's CMD.
Yeah.
You got him?
Yeah.
All right, so Karizor breaks the pig free, and now the pig's running around. And Karizor, you fall to the ground. Everyone's like, yeah! You're covered in pig shit and dirt and grease now. Everybody's like, yeah! Going crazy. It's a new round. It is Alfonso's turn. So, Alfonso, you can
Do I get
move
to-
it and try
Do
to
we
grab
get to go?
Oh, wait, yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot you guys are involved in this now. So now it's the top of a new round, and it's the professor's turn.
The professor would like to spend a full round action organizing a wave.
They don't quite get it at first. Like, it starts going around the pen, and then it stops about halfway.
Now you. Yes, you. Now you. Go. Yes, keep going.
Bunch of people being like, I'm not going to do the wave. I'm not going to do all right. It doesn't make it around this round. Braven.
Braven is going to basically do a stealth check. He took off his armor earlier, so he's got a plus 12 to stealth. And he
Okay.
basically is like covering his face like Arnold Schwarzenegger did at the end of Commando before he rescued Alyssa Milano. Like he's got like camouflage on his face trying to blend into the trees. Okay, that's a 28. So he's trying to keep this totally
Yeah, so
secret.
you slide into the trees. Again, couple kids playing with their sturge. It doesn't look like anybody saw you.
He pulls out of his bag a tangle burn ban and slings it at Harry Beaupain.
Oh,
You
That
did.
escalated
You
quickly.
just sniped Beaupain. All right, roll a ranged attack, you son of a bitch.
You're gonna fucking kill the
Did you
guy.
say tangle burn bag?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll it.
21.
He's just a simple townsperson.
Yeah, you hit Harry Beaupain with a tangle burn bag. It like goes around his feet, and he just goes falls down in the mud, and you just see what happens. Just flames like blow up around his feet.
Well, first Harry's gonna have to give me a reflex save.
Okay, I'm sure his reflexes are great. Natural 6 fails.
So that's a he catches on fire.
My God, Grant.
People are like,
First the Surge, now Harry Beaupain.
Killer instinct.
Harry Beaupain, you're on fire!
For the next 2 rounds, extinguishing the flames is now a DC 25 reflex save instead of a DC 15 reflex save.
can we talk about the damage Harry Beaupain is getting here on the first round?
Sure. A direct hit will deal 1d6 points of fire damage. Let me tell you how much that is. 5 points of damage.
So Harry Beaupain is engulfed in flames as he falls to the ground, face full of mud and pig shit. And the grease was like flammable. So it's like, Harry Beaupain is immolated, and people are just like,
I ain't never seen anything like this. Not since Vinegar Town 102 doing their fire in the grease pig pit.
Somebody spontaneously combusted in the pig kitchen.
all right,
And
so
Raven's
Beaupain
thinking
takes
to himself,
5 points
this
of
is the
damage.
best Founders Festival ever.
Yeah, this is memorable.
Oh my God.
It's Alfonso's turn. Alfonso, you were knocked into the mud by Karazor, but now you have a chance to slide in and try and grab it again. Harry Beaupain, meanwhile, is on fire.
How is a cultured person such as myself supposed to compete with this wild animal? He yells down at the knoll, and then I'm gonna do a perception check, just to see, because he's like calling out to the crowd, and I imagine that this Harry Beaupain stuff is going on behind me. They're kind of like looking at it. I'm gonna see if he notices that Harry Beaupain is on fire. 15 perception. Is it something I see, or do I not even notice it in the melee of the pig?
Yeah, no, he's about 3 feet away from you and screaming.
Yeah. Okay.
He's the pen, I should have told you, is about 15 feet wide. No, excuse me. It's about 20 feet wide and 25 to 30 feet long. So yeah, he's right next to you, screaming on the ground.
All right, I can't ignore it. I'm gonna try to help the guy. I don't know if there's can I see if there's a water nearby? If there's like a tent or something that needs water?
You could roll him in shit.
There's a bucket of horse piss nearby
Oh, actually, you know what? Quick.
that you now know from experience can douse fires.
Yeah. Real quick. Craft alchemy. Just to see, because I think that, and I would know this, I think, and I rolled a 15. A Tangle burn bag, it's possible that like water will create more fire, because if it's alchemical fire, I think water does not put it out. So I don't think water's gonna help. Fuck. All right. Well, I'm just gonna grab I'll grab a blanket or something, or a tent flap. Basically, just try to save the guy.
I was really hoping you weren't going to remember that. Because it would have... It basically, if you had done it, it would have caused another 1d6 worth of fire damage.
Yeah. See, and I would have not done it if I didn't have...
It's the
I
equivalent-
wasn't playing an alchemist.
It's the equivalent of a direct hit from Alchemist Fire.
Yeah. So he would know that and would basically... So I'm going to try to grab some sort of blanket or cloth and tackle the guy and try to put the flames out.
Okay, all right. So you spend your action to try and put these flames out.
Yeah, try to help him. Let Karazor have the pig.
Okay, I would say that's probably enough if you spend your whole round doing that to put those fires out. Grant, do you have anything that would refute that in the description?
No,
of
the
bag?
reflex save is just for the person on fire. I think with external help, it changes things, and it would be like normally extinguishing, which is just like an action, right?
Yeah, I'm fine with this. So you grab a tarp that's laying on top of one of the things.
Yeah,
to
and
the
I'll just
pen,
tackle
and
the dude.
You throw it over, and that was a very selfless thing to do in the middle of a grease pig contest. It is now Harry Beaupain's turn, but he is covered in a tarp, and still his legs still entangled in the bag, even though the fire's out.
I believe so, yeah.
All right. Well, he can't
so-
do anything this round, so it is Karazor's turn. Karazor, it's just you and the pig now.
All right, Karazor is still, he's just like, and he charges at the pig and dives at it. That is 22.
22, yes. It's becoming easier to grab now as it's picking up dirt
Beautiful,
and
dude.
gristle from the ground. So Karazor gets it. He's one round away from pinning it and winning the Grease Pig contest. It is a new round, and it's the professor's turn. Professor, it looks like in this past 6 seconds, you've got the wave around 3/4. People are starting to get the hang of it. It has not gone all the way around, though.
I would like to roll diplomacy to those people who have yet to participate in the wave to try to get them into this contest and into the camaraderie and the experience of it.
No, I like it. Roll diplomacy.
It's a 22.
Damn.
22.
Whoa.
She says, you have to feel it with your townsmates. Come on, get up out of your seats. Let's go. Ooh-ah.
And most of them do this while a lot of them just go, hi.
Close enough.
I learned maker. It is Braven's turn. Braven, it looks like no one saw you. You're incredibly stealthy up there. But if someone did see you, that would be pretty shitty.
So Braven is going to attempt to, as stealthily and coolly and calmly as possible, make his way out of the tree and back into the crowd, a la Assassin's Creed. You remember like the first Assassin's Creed reveal video where like you would assassinate someone and then you put your like cloak over your head and you get into a group of monks and just keep on walking?
Yeah.
That's what he's trying to do. Just blend into the crowd and be in a place where if scrutiny ever came back to him, enough people would be like, I saw him right there watching the pig catching competition.
All right. You want to try and roll a stealth there, or do
Sure.
you like bluff better? I'll let you roll either one.
I'll do stealth.
Okay.
13, so that's a 25.
All right, so 25. You feel pretty confident that you were able to slink in the shadows of that tree, huck a flaming bag down at this dude, and then just hood up, slide back in, and be like, yeah, Harry Bopin!
Nice.
That's the best
so
150 gold pieces I've ever spent.
That's was pretty sly, and it took Bopin out. Depending on what Alfonso does here, it may give Karizor the win. It is Alfonso's turn. Alfonso, you've tackled this guy. You see Karizor has the pig in hand and is a round away from possibly pinning it, but you now could take an action to try and rip it away from him.
Do I
What do you want to do?
Do I let them take the pig? Do I let them have it so easy? He yells out to the crowd, trying to get them fired up. A thumbs up or thumbs down? Should I try to take it away from the knoll?
They're too busy doing the wave.
Right. I need your focus. I need your attention.
But you don't want to win the Great Pig Contest? You win, you get to sit at the head table. Why wouldn't you try and take it away from your friend?
Just a bunch of blank faces and one guy saying this.
I don't
People are
understand.
awful.
And he's
They're
5 feet
unbearable.
away from you.
I don't understand why you wouldn't try and do something like that. You get in there, you take it away from your friend.
All right. Then I will get myself this pork belly. I want it so badly. And he'll run at Karazor and just put his shoulder into him and just try to knock him off the side of the pig. But he's not a very heavy dude, so it's going to have to take good rolls. Zony. Natty 18. 21.
Yeah.
Oh, so you push Karizor away. It is so now the pig is free, and it's Harry Bopin's turn.
He is glued to the floor because
so-
he failed his first reflex save.
He's glued to the mud and the shit.
Yeah, he can get break free by making a DC 17 strength check or dealing 15 points of damage to the goo that has glued him to the shit.
Yeah, so he'll try to do the escape check, which he rolled a natural 1 on. So Bopin is like, let me just... Whoop! He falls right back down to the mud. And so now it's Karizor's turn. Karizor, you just got pushed by your buddy Alfonso. He wants it as badly as you.
Well, now he's just like furious. He's like, and he like bounding like on all fours like over to the pig, and he tries to like sink his claws into it and rip its throat out with his jaws.
So you just straight up attack it.
Yeah. That's a 16.
16 hits.
And, that's 7 points of damage from his mouth. It's like,
All right, so Alfonso gets him all fired up. The heat of this, Karizor is now wrapped up in the heat of the moment. You just go
Instinct
and straight up
taking over.
attack the pig. You take a bite out of the pig. You don't know if the damage you did is enough to kill it, but it looks like really sickly now that you get up close to it. And you take a bite out of it, and it just like it has like a wide-eyed stare, like it got really stressed out at that moment, and it just collapses.
oh
and its
no.
tongue falls out of its mouth, and it just dies.
Oh no.
At that point, as you're standing there, something really strange starts to happen because you know that it's dead. You saw it hit the ground and the tongue fall out, but its still warm body begins like twitching. Just and then it like starts wrenching itself back up into position and standing up. And as it does, things begin popping out all over it. All of a sudden, from its side, an additional pair of legs sprout out of its body. And then you see its eyes, which was just closed, open up, and they turn pitch black with no visible whites. And then all of a sudden, a number of fly trap-like jaws just sprout from its back.
Oh no.
And we'll see you next week.
Oh my God! What? No! I was just getting the battle music ready. Oh no!
Okay.
Oh.
Oh my God.